Hello. I hope everyone had a blessed week. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been a little bit busy, but so happy and blessed to be able to bring this video to you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Your family's doing well as well. So today's topic, I wanted to focus a little bit on the importance of being able to lift each other up. And by meaning lift each other up is, I don't know if it ever happened to you that at work or school, wherever you bump into people that for some reason they're grouchy, they're in a bad mood, they always seem to be angry, they always seem to be unhappy, or even perhaps people that are always negative. How many of you ever felt or found people like that? Like, oh, so and so are so negative. All they talk about is negative things. Or, this person's always grouchy, always in a bad mood, or this person hardly ever smiles. I've never seen this person smile. And I think we've all found people like that. I found people like that. But as long as I could remember, I remember even when I was going to school, if there was a classmate that would seem that way, I would always try to analyze them. Always try to think, why is it that they're acting this way? And I would start saying they probably might not be happy at home. Maybe they had an argument with their parents. Maybe they're not doing good in school. I always think there's always a reason. There's always the root of the problem of why people are like the way they are. But what am I trying to get at? What I'm trying to get at is I think that if our world was to be a little bit more maybe sensitive or more cautious to others, I think our world would be a better place. Or, have you ever heard the saying of try to be in that other person's shoes so you could understand what they're going through? I think that is something so important. I think that's something that we should all do. I'm a person that I like to do that a lot. And I'm always telling people, if you have anything that you want to talk about, I am here. I will not judge you. I will not criticize you. It will be confidential. And when the people that have spoken with me, and how I am, as the individual is talking to me and telling me their problems and what they're going through and what they've gone through, I actually and literally try to put myself in their shoes in order for me to understand where they're coming from. And that helps me a lot to understand why they are feeling a certain way. For example, if there are individuals that are always negative, and they tell me what they're going through, it gives me a whole different perspective and understanding why is it that this person is going the way they're acting the way they're acting. And I think that many times, like for example with me, I can be going through problems or facing certain difficulties, and if someone was to ask me, I would be like, oh, I'm doing fine, everything's great. How are you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. And perhaps it could be the complete opposite. And just like that, I know that there's a lot of people that also do the same thing. But I think that, if we were all to take the attitude of lifting each other up instead of literally pushing them down or finishing them up, by instead of motivating them, just tearing them down, because a lot of times, even with our simple words, we can destroy somebody. I believe that words have a lot of power. You can either edify or you can destroy with our words. We can destroy with our words. So for me, it's so important understanding what our neighbor, what our friend, what our relative is going through, why they're going the feeling the way they're feeling. A lot of times we have no idea because we have to understand we can only see from the outside, but we cannot see what's going on in the inside. We don't see the whole picture. So because we don't see the whole picture, how are we able to understand or help that individual? How many times have you heard someone feeling sad, down, depressed, feeling that there's no more hope? And we're looking from the outside. So for us, we're like, what's your problem? You have it all. You have it all. There's no reason for you to feel like that. So stop crying for nothing. That's what people may say. But meanwhile, only that individual knows exactly what they're going through. What have they been going through? Perhaps someone that they love so dearly has hurt them, whether emotionally or physically or mentally. We don't know the whole story. But if we were all to be able to be more sensitive to what our neighbor may be going through, I think things might be a little bit easier. Things might be better. Sometimes the people that we least expect are the people that are most going through difficult times. And I'm going to put one example. Robin Williams. Robin Williams was an excellent actor, comedian. His movies, his work, I mean, he brought laughter to so many. To me, I loved his movies, Mrs. Doubtfire, Jack. I mean, he did so many, and I love them all. And when I found out that he decided to end his life, and that he was so depressed, he wasn't the first, and I'm sadly to say he's not the last, but there's so many people that are like that. They make others happy, they bring joy to others, and meanwhile they are struggling within. Meanwhile their sadness is so dark, whatever they're feeling, but they do not share it. Or is it that no one will ever understand what they're going through? Because they're like, oh, you have it all. You have fame, you have money, you have it all. The reality is, fame and money doesn't bring joy. Now, I'm not saying that money is not going to help, because, hey, yes, of course, but it's not all about that. We need to be healthy with our state of mind, within our emotion, within our heart. And I think that if we were all to be able to help one another, instead of criticizing, instead of judging, whatever it is that you're going through, like I tell people, if you want to talk to me, I won't criticize and I won't judge. And I think that if we were all like this, with this attitude, whatever it is that you're going through, sometimes we make our problems, or we feel that our problems are like such huge giants, or that they're like these huge mountains, and there's no way out. And you find that there's no hope whatsoever, that your problem, is just no hope, there's no solution for it. And the reason why I'm bringing this is because I know that sometimes we go through dark times, and even through our darkest moments, whether you're going through trials, we go through tribulations, we go through afflictions, we go through losses, we lose our loved ones, and the pain could be so deep, that we seem to see happiness so far away. Or perhaps whatever it is you're going through has completely stolen the peace in your life, that you no longer know what even the meaning of peace is in your life. If someone out there is listening to me and is going through these problems, and whatever it is that you're going through, you just feel like hope is no longer for you, that hope does not, that happiness does not exist for you, that peace does not exist for you. If you feel all of this, or you feel your life is not worth living, my purpose of this short talk is to let you know that there is someone that loves you so much. Perhaps your neighbor doesn't understand what you're going through. Perhaps your family doesn't understand what you're going through. But God knows exactly what you're going through. And all he is waiting is for us to ask him to come into our lives and give us the strength, because he will grab you by the hand and lift you up. Just when we feel that we can't no more, that's when he comes in and he says, yes, you can. Yes, you can, because you are not walking alone. I am walking with you. And in many times, he is walking for us as well. You know, life is so beautiful. And I know that unfortunately, life is not always a garden of roses. We have to go through problems. We have to go through very difficult times, but that does not mean that all ends there. It doesn't mean that there's no more hope. It doesn't mean that joy is completely gone. It doesn't mean that life is no longer for you. It doesn't mean that life has no purpose. No. You're basically just passing through that stage, but then God has a solution. He will seek you out from there. There is hope. There is peace, and there is joy, and that is yours. You have to fight for what belongs to you. Fight for that happiness. Fight for that joy. Remember, that too shall pass. So, my dear friend, if you know of someone that is going through hard times right now, let's lift each other up. Let's help each other up. Let's try to put ourselves in their shoes. Let's try to understand them a little bit. Why are they acting this way? You know, because sometimes I think that we are so quick to judge and criticize, and that might be even so easy to quickly just say one thing that's negative, but that's not going to edify them. And I think that by talking negative about our neighbor, that's not going to edify my life either. So let's just try to have a different perspective, different attitude, a positive attitude. And if someone out there is feeling negative about your life, you feel like there's no more hope, you feel like there's no more joy, you feel like all of that is gone, that's no more existence in your life, that is a lie of the enemy. I pray for your life. I pray for your family. I pray peace over your life, peace over your family, peace over your home. I pray joy over your home. And I know that God is the God of new beginnings. He is going to show you a new way, a new beginning. And you must be ready to start that new journey of your life. If you're feeling such a deep sadness, whatever it is that you're going through, I want you to know that God is there to give you the strength. In my moments when I was going through difficult times and I felt that I had no more strength within myself and I could no longer, when I literally had no more tears to shed because of crying so much, I called on to my Lord. And I told him that I had no more strength of my own. And he came in and he strengthened me. And I am here today with a smile. And I'm here today to testify and to tell you that he is real. And all he doesn't ask you for riches. He doesn't ask you for millions of dollars. All he's asking is for you to give your heart to him, to surrender all to him, to realize and acknowledge that without him we are nothing, to acknowledge that he is our strength and that with him we can do all things and he will be in control. In the name of Jesus. You know, someone might tell you, you know what? Your life will never change. Your life will always be like this. If someone's telling you, you know what? Your life will always be miserable. Your life will always be in this negative circumstance. It will never change. I tell you that is a lie of the enemy. You were called with a purpose. You were created from the greatest creator. You are his masterpiece. And let him show you that he is the God of new beginnings and that all things are possible in Jesus' name. And I hope that this small talk motivated you and motivated everyone else to see things from different perspectives, to lift each other up. Stop criticizing one another. Stop judging one another. And just let's help one another out. Because only God knows what that individual is going through at that moment. Only God knows what is it that they're going to when they go home. What kind of life they are living when they go home. Only God knows. You know, I always would say smile because your smile can make a difference in someone's life. And I do so believe that. Your smile, your positive attitude can make a difference in someone else's life, in that life that might be going through hard times. So make a difference, dare to be different, dare to make a difference. I hope this talk was a blessing to you. Until next time, God bless.